Hey, are you an artist and you ever wonder what it takes to blow up online? And then you come on YouTube and you see all these videos with flashy stuff and taking you through these like typical watered down guides of generic stuff that they found on ChatGPT. Maybe you want to just get a real talk from somebody that's gotten the result and who runs a marketing agency and who has also become an artist himself to prove that anyone can blow up online as an artist if they follow the right steps. Then you are in the right place, because today we're gonna have a cool conversation. I get this question a lot just from artists is, hey, what does it take to blow up my music and what is the process? So let's go through a really simple process of focusing on two things. If you can do these two things, you're gonna be successful. Attention and monetizing that attention. That's something that I do better than almost everyone on the internet. Is getting people's attention, and we're going to talk about different ways that you can get people's attention through different platforms, and we're going to go through it really quickly and effectively, and then we're going to look at what does it take to monetize that. What are some strategies? How can you, instead of getting paid 0.003, 0.0004, whatever the number is, a small fraction of a penny from your streams? And it's hard to get people over to Spotify anyways, so what if you bring them somewhere else where you can maybe sell albums, you could sell merch, you can even sell other music related services to, instead of getting 0.003 cents or whatever it is right now, to average $5 per click. And I do have music related offers, mixing and mastering, other PR music related services that I can implement with you inside of your business as well. But the first thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we can garner some form of attention. So let's look at the whole landscape and let's talk about the differences. Maybe you have money, maybe you have time, maybe you have a certain style of song, and that will depend on where you go. So first, let's take a look at Spotify. So there's Spotify over here, there's Instagram, there's YouTube, and then there's a whole bunch of other sites. I mean, we got TikTok, but then there's a whole bunch of other sites that people go to, these small little, they want to be a big fish, or maybe they don't want to, but they end up becoming this big fish in a small pond, and they're proud of themselves, but it just doesn't get the money or the true fan base or really the results that you're hoping for. So let's start to look through what the differences are. And how about we organize this from, an artist that maybe doesn't have that much money to a more polished artist, which would be over here maybe in the Spotify or in the YouTube, because oftentimes with Spotify it's difficult to promote. So we're going to get into that, as well as music videos, the cost. But let's start over here with more cost-effective ways that maybe you're just an upcoming artist, you have the music, you have a phone, and you want to see, hey, do I have potential to spark attention on Instagram and or TikTok, to then use that attention and direct some people over to YouTube, direct some people over to Spotify, to not only, I want to get this in your head, we're not only getting those 50 people, 100 clicks or whatever to these platforms per week or per month. What we're really trying to do is show Spotify and show YouTube that you deserve more, because you're bringing people to the party. You're bringing a gift. You're saying, hey, look what I got for you, Spotify. I'm bringing people to your business. And then Spotify, what do they want to do? They want to reward you. But let's look over here at Instagram and TikTok, which I believe for the average upcoming artist is the best place, most cost-effective way to record some music and get your foot in the door by recording a video on your phone, syncing it up to your official audio so it sounds good, and then posting it on these platforms, and then continuing to optimize the visual content, but also the music, the lyrics, and write songs in a way to break through on these platforms. The first thing I want to invite you to think about is that breaking through on these platforms, Instagram and TikTok, is different. The way you write a song for Spotify is going to be different than if you want to break through and go viral as an upcoming independent artist cost effectively. They're completely different styles of songs. Sure, could a song that you had written to be a good Spotify playlist song, just a typical hit song, could it do well on Instagram? It could. You can also win the lottery. But what we find is that the independent artists, and we study this by the way, The smaller independent artists that are blowing up on Instagram are doing different things than the artists that are blowing up on Spotify. Financially, they're in different spaces. More labels are over here. They're throwing money at the Spotify. They're getting enough views that they can buy fake views and not get hit by the algorithm. There's a lot of dark stuff also happening over here. And then some people would say, oh man, over here on Instagram and TikTok, these people are also doing goofy, funny stuff to try to get people's attention. And some people would say that that's the wrong way. But today we're going to look at all the options. But that's my first invitation, is go on Instagram, look at what's working, and I'm also going to have a training below where we're going to focus on, if you're interested in focusing on the Instagram and TikTok part, that best way to get started to see if we can get some attention. And if you can get some momentum, we would love to put some gasoline on the fire, and we're going to have a link to that below. But now let's take a step away from Instagram and TikTok. Maybe we've tried that. We've made the songs. Yeah, let's how about this? We look at because this is what happens. Most artists, they say, okay, that sounds great. I tried it, it failed, and now I'm gonna go over here. No! And I'm gonna tell you later on this video why you don't wanna go over to these more expensive or try to compete with these people that have all this money and this financial backing on Spotify and YouTube. We'll talk about a cost-effective way as well to blow up the YouTube. But let's come back over here to the Instagram and TikTok and address the question of what happens when you go to these platforms and you post and you don't get the result you want, because 99.9% of the time when you first start, if you don't have a really structured program, a coach that's guiding you on the details, that's done it before, you're probably not going to get the results. So that's when we're going to come back and we're going to be consistent. So that's the first thing, is being consistent. The second thing is, I actually should switch these two, is making sure you're making the right type of content. Because that makes a huge difference regarding actually getting this kind of result. So we come back over here and we're gonna make some changes. We're gonna make sure that we're recording at golden hour. We're recording at the right time so the lighting looks really, really good, so the video has a much better chance. And that little small thing can make a huge difference. We come back, we address the captions. We make sure that the lyrics are there. We add the hashtags. We're making sure that we're telling the algorithm and guiding the algorithm to get us in front of the first batch of people. Not random people, but the people that we want them to get our content in front of. So then it has a much larger chance of pushing us out to a larger audience. Does that make sense? Now, after we come back, we make some changes and we post it and we start being consistent and the content is better. And we do that for a week. Now, I'd say 90% of you are still going to struggle because most of you are not going to make the changes necessary. So you're going to come back again, you're going to keep optimizing it, and sometimes it takes weeks, sometimes it takes months, years, and most people give up. They start coming over here to Spotify. Oh, I can't compete with these people, with these labels that are throwing thousands of dollars. I don't have that. Oh, music videos, I got to shoot music videos every month. I can't do that on YouTube. So then it comes back to here. Now, that's the problem that we're dealing with. If you, though, want to save time and you want to skip years ahead and you understand that this process can be tedious, below this video, I'm going to have an in-depth training that focuses on these specific aspects regarding blowing up on TikTok and Instagram in a cost-effective way. And then once you increase that, how we could run some ads to not only get you 1 million to 50 million views super cost effectively, but more importantly, to trigger long-term organic growth that's then going to allow you to get some money back through Spotify, through YouTube, because people are going to be going over there. We're going to talk about how to promote that. And then you could start to invest more into playlist promotion, into different stuff that's going to help you blow up the Spotify and YouTube, so we can start building this ecosystem of music that allows you to build a fan base and make money for life. So if that sounds good, check the link below. I have a super cool social media training. Let me know though, what is your biggest problem? What is your biggest thing holding you back from getting results in music? Let me know below and I will make a video on the topic. We'll love to speak with you about that. If you found this video valuable, make sure you share it, shoot me a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will have more videos like this to come.